Good day, welcome to another episode of the Raw Report. I am your humble host, Robert Bob TV Brown. How you doing today? Well, it's over. The fat lady have sung on behalf of Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, top tier candidate, former top tier candidate, has suspended her campaign. Kamala Harris, who never really touted her black cred until she went to Howard University, dropped out. Kamala Harris, the one who said, I ain't just gonna do anything just for black people. Nobody asked you that. Nobody asked you, are you just gonna only do things for black people? We asked you to do certain things for black people. We didn't tell you to forget everybody else. We're not that kind of people. We are just tired of people kicking us to the side, taking care of everybody else and their needs, and not caring for the urgent needs of the black community. We're tired of putting you politicians over in positions in the Democratic Party, yet you give us nothing in return. And now here it is, 2020 coming up. We're making demands, and you're going to tell us this is not the time y'all should do it. Let's get this person in office, then you make your demands. No, power. Demand sees nothing without power and demand. Or as they say, power concedes nothing unless there is a demand. And that's why I do not fault my community making the demand that if you're not going to take care of our specific needs, then you're not going to vote for us. Got no problem with that. I am with them on that. And I know there's some urgent needs that all Americans have right now, and we should come together on those urgent needs. Not at the expense of us again. Not at the expense of us again. We will help you take care of what we need to be taken care of over here, and then we can get on to helping you. Take care of this right here, and then we'll get on. And here we are. We got the so-called black female, the black female version of Barack Obama, who said, I ain't going to just do nothing just for black people. I'm not going to do nothing just for black people. Yet she's done something for her Indian heritage, which is half of her. She did something for her immigrant connection, which is 75% of her, because half of her is Indian, half of her is Jamaican. The other half is, a quarter of her is Jamaican. The other quarter of Scotch-Irish. Yeah, her dad was mixed with Jamaican and Scotch-Irish. And we don't know what color Jamaican her dad was, because Jamaican coming in all colors. Jamaican is just a nationality. It is not a color. But she dropped her campaign. And knew it was going to happen. It all started to go down when we started to find out about her record as prosecutor, district attorney, and attorney general in California. Prosecutor, district attorney in California, how she harmed the black community, how she took Joe Biden crime bill, which, Bernie Sanders and a whole lot of other people signed for. And there's no excuses. And I'm going to tell you now, there's no excuses. Don't give me this Violence Against Women Act, because that crime bill made it more easy for cops to be violence toward black women, violence toward black kids, violence toward black men. Bernie Sanders could have did something separate outside of that bill. He could have demanded that pork, called that pork out and shamed everybody on that put that in there. And said, I can't in good conscience vote for this, but speaking to the women out here, and this is why I can't vote for this, ladies. So what I'm going to do is take on a separate bill. And if these people don't jump on this bill, then you need to vote them out. That's why I said there's no excuses. Where there's a will, there's a way. Now, I do have to say Bernie Sanders have to make restitution for that. So I say, if you really, really feel that, you really feel sorry about signing that crime bill, which nobody really said they're sorry for signing it. Nobody. even though you knew what it was going to happen, then you can make restitution by giving the black community what they want and need in the most. And the most needed thing they need, the most urgent thing the black community need is the one thing that will close the wealth gap, and that's reparations. But you guys think it's career suicide, and you don't want him to take on that because he'll lose, according to you, Republican talking points, if he say he supports it with the cash payment. But that's another story I'm going to get to. But here we are, Kamala Harris, top tier candidate. Tulsi Gabbard goes after her with the truth, and the Democratic establishment is upset for it. All she did was explain the truth. Explain it. I'm giving you an opportunity to explain why you did these things. Gave her the stage, and she just couldn't do it. So what do you think Trump would do with her on stage at a debate? And she, the top tier candidate, ended up being down below. And it's because of people who, like us, called her out for her own blackness, always pulling out a black card, but don't want to do anything for black people. Most the things she's done for black people was harm, then helped. For a woman who have no kids herself, gonna oppose truancy policies on parents with kids, not understanding what it's like to be a parent. She just was not the character that they painted her to be. They put on these these committees so she could look like she's tough against people that Democrats are against. Jeff Sessions and all that. Man, you ain't tough picking on Jeff Sessions. I got a cricket that could jump on Jeff Sessions and make him get tongue-tied. So the bottom line is this image of Kamala Harris, the black female Obama, coming to the race, and how she would make a great president was wrong. There's nothing indicating that she could be a great president. Matter of fact, there's more things indicating that she would not make a great president. Prosecutors don't make good politicians, presidents. They make good politicians, but they don't make presidents. Prosecutors prosecute. That's what they do. Defenders defend. When you have a person with a defender's heart, they're more likely to defend people versus prosecute people. And we didn't need a prosecutor in chief in the White House. Bad enough, we got an idiot in chief in the White House when it comes to political affairs. Now we got a person, prosecutor in chief. She dropped out. She dropped out because she started polling low in her own state. And if you're not going to do well in your own state, what make you think you're going to do great nationally? And if she was going to be self-funding, she was losing money. She had to cut her staff. She had to do a lot of rearrangements. She's been thinking about this for a while. The moment Tulsi Gabbard clipped her at the knees and took her head off at the next debate when she tried to clap back at her, things kept going down. Now, where is the energy going to go to now? The energy is going to go to Pete Buttigieg. The donors that donated to Kamala Harris is going to go to Pete Buttigieg to try to lift them up. But Pete is next on the list. You know why? Because there's no long-term sustainability with Pete Buttigieg. His own record in his own city as mayor is going to get him. And people like me is going to expose him. People like Jamal Thomas, people like Tim Black, people like Nico House, people like Cal Kalinske, people like LB, the realist. Black commentators going to call it out. People like, we're political commentators. We're not a issue-driven political commentator, even though we support issues. We drive issues, but we talk about a whole bunch of things. We just don't talk about particular one issue. But we'll focus on that issue when we need to talk about it. So black commentators like that. Then you got other commentators like Jimmy Dore, even though he's funny with it. You got Cal Kalinske and all these other guys. Jordan Sheridan. Anyway, I'm almost done. Mike Figueroa, I can go on and on and on. And look, I don't agree with a lot of these guys in a lot of areas. A lot of these guys are smarter than me, so I watch them to see if I can learn something from them. And I do. But we ain't going to be in agreement and a whole lot of other things. A lot of people don't want me talking about reparations on this show. You ain't got to talk about it on your show. I'm going to talk about it on this show because it's an urgent need in the black community. And it's just as urgent in my book as Medicare for all. Everybody have their one issue that they're willing to fall on the sword for. And this is one I'm willing to fall on the sword for. Because this has to do with the survival of my community having some kind of wealth gain in this country that is shutting them out. The immigrants are getting more wealth gain than the descendants of slaves here in America. And nothing wrong with that, is that we should be leading in the forefront. We should be leading in the forefront of everything that this country has earned. Everything this country has made. Mostly made on the back of black slaves. We should be able to benefit more than anybody. But that's not happening right now. And people like Kamala Harris wasn't going to allow it to happen because she wasn't going to do anything just for black people. It's done. Finito over. She's toast. It's over with. Kamala Harris has suspended her campaign. The fat lady is saying. Now she's out. What do Kamala Harris do? Well, in order to save her seat as a senator, second black female senator ever to be elected, as she said. That's another thing about it. She's so condescending about her achievements. Cocky, arrogant. What's next for her? Well, she'll probably do some news commentator as senator. She'll come on the show as a guest. She'll sit on the panel of impeachment and see if she can do some grilling. And she's going to use that as the reason why she felt she needed to suspend her campaign, because I needed to get Trump out of office. Look, she's 55 years old. She got another 20 years to run. Honestly, she do. And maybe she could change her image. Maybe she could do some great things for people instead of thinking people are going to do great things for her. So she has a shot. So in order to keep her Senate seat, she got to show herself as a fighter for the people of California, so her numbers can go back up. So she's going to sit on the impeachment board and just go along with Adam Fuller Schiff, whatever he got to say. You give me the talking points, you give me the questions. I don't care how much a lie it is. I'll say it. Mark my word, that's what she's going to do to try to gain her popularity back up in California. And hopefully she can get some popularity back up in the United States. She need to go and apologize for all the wrong she done as prosecutor and say, this is what I'm going to do to make it right. She's proud of her achievement. Same way Biden is proud of his achievement. These people have no idea what they've done and could care less, but still vote for me so I can do more on a national stage, on a national level, and hopefully an international level if I can get my hands on some international fairs. Well, now, baby, it's over with, it's done. Go ahead and do your little circus show against the impeachment, Trump, and go ahead and do that. See if you can get your popularity back up in California where you can keep your seat. Because if you don't, your political career is over with. And I guarantee you, your next career will be a news analyst, political analyst on Fox TV, MSNBC, or CNN, working with your sister. I'm Rob Brown with the Rob Report. I'll holler at you later. It's over. Yeah, it's over. Get your butt out the race and let real people run. They care about people. They care about people. Let me stop. I'll holler at you later. Peace.